This is the June meeting for 2015. Welcome along. We're streaming live again for everyone who couldn't make it tonight. We've got a room full of people as well, still some arriving. So the usual business, thanks for tuning in if you're watching online or if you're watching this as a replay even. We do have a lot of the other meetings on as well, so you'll find them, I'm sure. Just some general business first before we get started tonight. We've got the usual network team update from our network team coordinator. Some news about Turingi, Valley View, Good Shepherd, and a few other just as well. They of course had a meeting a few weeks ago, so there's probably some news from that. The Airstream stickers was mentioned on the agenda. Just to remind you guys, we do have stickers available. I'll see if I can grab one in a moment. They're just behind me, about this big. Thanks. $5 each. Are we doing any deals on the stickers yet? There we go. So grab some of these, multiple colours. And of course, all funds raised from the sale of stickers are straight back into the network. So it's just another creative way we're trying to generate for expansion and other things. So the fundraiser is this Saturday, this weekend. So we're still accepting sign-ups. If you go to the Airstream website, there's a sign-up form at the top. It's just a Google form. So just throw your information in there and someone will get in touch with you. We just need people that can help out for an hour or two on the day. It's not a big deal if you're in the area. Trinity Gardens, just off Portrush Road. And we'll be there all day, so if you can pop in and out, it'd be great to give the guys who are there all day a bit of a break as well. So 27th of June, which is this Saturday at the Officeworks, Trinity Gardens. Barbecue fundraiser, get on down there. Even if you can't stay, just come say hello anyway. It's always good. And what else? Apart from that, I was going to mention some stuff that came out of the committee meeting. Current membership, we're currently around 113 members active at the moment. We also had, it was last week, I gave a presentation for Linux SA at their meeting. The Linux SA group is one that has been around for many years, but kind of went into hibernation for a while. And this year, David Lloyd has started reorganising that and getting them back into regular monthly meetings. That was on the Tuesday, so I believe they do that regularly. I think it's the second Tuesday or the third Tuesday. But yeah, they have some very interesting stuff, and we're going to try and do some more collaboration with them, get some of them along to our meetings to give some presentations hopefully as well on something interesting. And of course, where possible, we'll get our members to present something for them too. So it's good to get a bit of cross-interest like that happening, and as we've done in the past with many other groups. So Linux SA is back on the radar, which is great to see. It wasn't a very technical presentation. I was just giving them an overview of what we've been doing for the last 3 or 4 years, which is very different to probably when they saw us last. So a bit of an update on the new hardware and things, which they were very interested in, of course. What else have we got? That's pretty much all. We're still in planning to get some a run of t-shirts done. I mean, they're going to be pretty simplistic. We're looking at just doing logo for now, but if you, I know there has been talk of other designs and things, so feel free to come forward with any other designs and things you think we might be good to put on an Airstream t-shirt. Of course, again, that's all used for fundraising purposes. We can get them embroidered or screen printed. We haven't done any screen printing yet, but if we had the demand, we would do that for sure. Probably some cool kind of things we could do. That's about it as far as general news. I think we'll probably move into a bit of network stuff. Now, I forgot to mention, Sam has also got a presentation, a little bit of a project he's been working on, which is to do with, you might remember he did one a few meetings ago, which was a remote stumbling application that was web-based that allows you to stumble from a laptop to a Ubiquiti or MikroTik device, and I think that project's still ticking along, yeah. But he's done a bit more work on something a little bit different, so he's going to show us that today as well. Probably got some updates on the Node work as well, so I'll show you that when the time comes. Who wants to go first as far as reports? Now, do you want to do
the official network stuff first, not too much.
You don't mind? Alright, cool. So I'll hand over to Justo for a minute. Yeah, you can whatever you want to do, man. Do you need the map or anything?
No, really.
I'll just zoom the map to see where you look at what you're talking about at any given time. So Justo, the coordinator of the network team, just to give us an update on what's been happening.
So not too much from a core network point of view in relation to planning or anything. We have made some progress on our Halloween Hill build proposal, which we will be going over at the next network team meeting, which we'll be then presenting to the committee and to the members. So something that we've also been talking about is simplifying the system. Some stuff we're just looking at as general, like kind of ways to make the network easier for all of us. So one of the big problems that we came up with in a network team meeting was keeping keys, access point keys up to date in the node database, specifically for core nodes, because for example, EIRC's got 8 sectors on it and they all got different keys. So what we've done, what we're thinking of doing is having a bit of a radius authentication on it, so using the LDAP system that we've already got in place for our members. For our email and stuff, so you can authenticate against core node APs, and there'll be an opt-in, opt-out for whoever wants to use it. So you can use your Airstream username and password, which would be a great way to go. Makes it a lot easier for us. We don't have to manage keys, and then you guys can just log in when you need to. That's for us. Last month, Shido Park broke down. No, not Shido. Cement Hill. We lost the core router at Cement Hill. This is it. Seems to the board has either got wet or a bit of salt or something. It's corroded the main power relay chip, which is what I believe is happening there. So that's what the problem with that was. So there's a replacement on the way for that as soon as we can get, as soon as the supplier gets back in stock. That's about all I have from the official network team stuff. We've got a fair few other things going on that I've been involved with as well. Anyone have any questions for core network stuff at the moment? Or network team in general?
Yeah, is that the only major project in planning at the moment?
Major one that we have planning at the moment, yeah.
Did you guys mention the slight change in the planning process last meeting?
Yes, I did.
I think we did, didn't we?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Maybe just review that, I don't know.
Yeah, so
how'd that go?
Yeah, so we moved to a new project kind of procedure, approval thing, procedure kind of. So it's now that we do like a little write-up, like a page, and we do, this is an idea that we have, do we want to do this? And that goes to the network team, and then it goes to the committee, and then we say, oh yeah, that sounds a good idea, or no, we need more information, or no, we don't want to do that. That makes it a lot easier for us, so we don't have to write a 7-page proposal, then it get knocked back by the network team or the committee. Saves us a lot of time. The system is really working really well at the moment. I think the committee guys kind of agree that we don't have a whole page of information to digest in a committee meeting then, instead of just 1 page.
I don't know, what's that?
Speaker. Turn the speaker on.
No, it's outside. Oh, there's someone down here. We might lose the power any minute now.
Someone's splicing into
your
fibre. Yeah, so that's that. Speaking of fibre, well, we got some fibre at Trinity. Air fibre, that is. I believe Chris is more qualified or has more knowledge of it to explain it than I do.
Are you looking for pictures or?
Yeah, there's pictures on the gallery.
There is pictures on the gallery, so I'll show some pictures and then Chris will explain how it works.
Is it under hardware?
No, it's under that Trinity folder that's in the home directory.
It's not there anymore. It's in sites.
Sorry.
Go to Airstream sites.
Because Cook needs to learn how to use
Did you move it,
gallery.
did you?
Yeah. Tringy, third one.
This one.
Yeah.
Woo! So you can't So go to this one,
No,
or this one.
rotated.
Just touchscreen then.
I couldn't even do
It's
that.
not connected.
It's
Not
not
connected.
Put them in post and
So that's it in a shield box. It just fits, doesn't it? It's a bit dodgy with the cable, but yeah, it just fits in the shield kit.
But it doesn't clip in, does it? It just sits there.
No, it's clip in.
We ripped the cover off because there was no need for it to be there. So.
Yeah, so it does screw down to the plate, doesn't it?
No, it's I'm saying it's just tight.
Yeah.
Like saying.
So, yeah.
There's a couple of photos you'll see how like close it is.
Oh, so network's at the top there.
Mm-hmm. That was all.
So what's the bottom cover?
No, so this bottom cover, that's the network. There's a management port and a data port in that bottom.
So what's in the top of the middle there?
Just
This?
GPS.
That's just, so you got your chain 1, chain 2, and that's the
GPS.
GPS antenna.
Yeah, live demo.
So these are the slant.
Presto.
Sorry?
Live
Grab
demo.
that one and show it to the
Yeah.
camera. Live.
There you go.
It's like,
Yeah, metal. This is a heatsink. This is the heatsink for the device. It's the entire back cover of the device. And they do get pretty warm.
You can use it as a hair comb if
Yeah, you can use it as a comb. Yeah, so under this cover, so this is obviously sitting like that. So we took this cover off at Tringy because it was just too hard to get the cable in there and on inside the shield kit. So these have data and management ports. So I'll explain a little more about that in a minute. And up the top we've got your obviously chain 1, chain 2, and your GPS antenna. So these on that rocket dish actually is the new Slant 45 rocket adapters.
Comes with a koala.
Yeah, it comes with Koala.
Should
We're
rotate.
going to post on the Ubiquity forum because everyone will be like typical Australian Wi-Fi. So yeah, that's it on the mast with a full rocket shield kit. Yeah, so the only trouble I had with this was that the usual way we're used to setting things up these days is putting the data on a VLAN and then putting that VLAN back to the router and using the management on the actual LAN, the physical LAN interface. You can't do that with these.
Opposite.
Yeah, so it's the opposite. Or you use dedicated LAN management port.
So you can't bridge the WLAN to the
Yes.
VLAN.
Yeah, so what I had to do with, there's no bridging internally in the device at all. So what I had to do with the Tringy is I actually had to isolate the physical port, make that the backbone connection, and then make a VLAN on that and bridge it into the LAN so I could actually get to it. It works, kind of. But there's got to be a better way to do it, which needs more research.
And new
Yeah.
firmware update.
Yeah, and a firmware update.
It's not too bad for a switch or a managed switch. So
Yeah, it's
I'm-
probably easier on a switch.
I'm tagging it out of the tough switch and then got the VLAN.
Is that what you do with
on the
yours?
router. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all easier with the switch. Unfortunately, we just have a don't have anything that great at Tringy. We have an edge router, but that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can do your untagged port for the data and then
Yeah.
have that back onto another VLAN.
Yeah.
And then you can do the same with the management.
Yeah. So the link beforehand, which when I was running a TCP test, it duplexed at like 50/50, which is 100 megabit, give or take. It usually did about 95 in each direction by itself when I tested it. It's now doing, is it 120?
Yeah, 120.
Yeah, so 120 megabits both ways in full duplex. So that's when you say that, it's both ways. So both ways can do 120 megabits at the same time. It's not half duplex, so it actually is literally 240 megabits. It's not like the MX gear that shares the bandwidth for TX and RX.
But you can move it.
Yeah, and you can assign, you can move the things, the
Run 25,
TX
75.
RX. So you can either TX faster than you can RX, or you can RX faster than you TX, which is really interesting because, yeah, I couldn't find a lot of uses for that. Something we haven't tried out yet is a different TX and RX frequencies, which I assume we'll try at some point. Yeah, do you have anything to add?
I think the most we got out of it, did a short test on 50 megahertz, we got about 400 total.
Yeah, 450 megahertz, which is nuts. So that link is,
Yeah, which link is it?
Can you log into it?
Tringy
Just
value.
I can log into it,
show everyone that.
but I won't log into it.
Instagram.
I'm not
There's
gonna-
a
I won't log into it.
screenshot on the gallery.
No.
You can see that.
Sorry, that's going to be really annoying, but it's not working like that.
Yeah, so it's obviously a very good line of
There
sight.
you go, I'll just do that.
So we actually lost a few dB, didn't we?
Yeah.
We lost 2 or 3 dB.
Yeah, with a Slant 45, I think.
Yeah, which is actually a bit weird because we went from a power beam to a
Yeah.
rocket dish as well. So, don't know what that is
Well,
about.
we've still got to play with some alignment wind.
Yeah,
Is
we're
that-
gonna realign it a little bit more on our own, so. Yeah.
So the best thing about these, and I saw it on an air view, and when Chris told me, I didn't believe him. So these are perfect. There's no leakage.
Yeah.
So on the air view, it's literally
Yeah.
that's it. It just goes up, down. You can literally put something right next to it if you wanted to, but you wouldn't. But yeah, there was no leakage at all.
That's the link in there. What's this other massive link here?
That's where we put the next air fiber.
The one that you win.
It's probably a note I deleted or something.
No, a bit of like double or something like
Oh no, click it.
If it's on this, you haven't deleted it.
Yeah, it's doubled.
Yeah.
So when's that happening?
Uploading-
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow. It's got to get back up there. Yeah, so
Nice one.
what else? Anything else about the air fiber? They are really solid and they have grounding pins, which we suggest using. Chris found out that interesting way. You got sparks of guide
Yeah,
wire.
I got spikes of guide wires off the rocket dish, yeah.
Yeah, so I think
Guide
these.
wires, I was putting some new guide wires to stabilise the top and it dropped across the front of the dish that's running the air fibre, and the air fibre Ethernet link dropped and there was sparks going across the...
And your
Yeah,
stomach dropped because you thought,
Yeah, I thought it died.
I just
Yeah.
bricked the air fiber.
but you didn't.
Just unplugged the playback and it come back up, so it's alright.
Yeah, so these draw like 15 watts max consumption, and they do it like the one at Stringy draws 9 watts when it's not doing any data. So
Using quite a bit.
yeah, it uses quite a bit.
When our other gear uses about 1.5 to 2.
Yeah, our power being used about 3 or 4
Yeah.
from what I've seen. So yeah, that's about what I have from Stringy. At Stringy we also did some other stuff. Like, do you have anything to add on the air fiber while we're here?
So that's the air fiber X.
Yeah, these are the Air Fiber X 5Xs.
5x.
Yeah. And the GPS is amazing. Anyways, so we upgraded, we're doing partial upgrades. We upgraded GSV to Stringy to AC. I've got it doing 8080 by playing with some channels, so that's working better than what it was before now. We upgraded Stringy to Dev. It maxes out the Ethernet ports at 100 megabits, and it maxes out the CPU at Stringy on the other router that's not the edge router, so I was going to switch it. We also, what else did we upgrade while we were there?
We did. Oh, you just be there. Yeah, that's it.
That was it. I added a 260 GSP into the box to replace the old switch.
And we put up the.
And we put up my VADSAB,
Yeah.
the plane tracking
Oh,
stuff, which gets all the way, zoom out,
You can pick
to Roxby Downs, by the way.
Wow.
I get nothing this way, all the way to Roxby.
You got IP for it?
Just plane.watch, go to plane.watch. Or yeah, it's 10.1, 10.110.1.14.
10 dot what?
10.110.1.14. 8888, port 8888. No. Error open HTML file in such directory. I can't remember what port it was. It was whatever default port you use, the same port you use.
That's weird.
It's broken.
Oops.
80,000. Yeah, it's
Did I write 8,000? Wow,
Yeah, I
that's
don't know.
awesome.
Interesting.
I
I don't know.
love plane.watch.
But yeah, I put some stuff up at Trinity too,
You
like
don't know,
speed
I don't
test. There's a speed test stuff there, some PGP stuff that you can look at the network. And yeah,
So there's photos of the Good Shepherd ends of upgrades on the gallery as well.
Oh yeah, in the Good Shepherd gallery.
Yep, they're all the way down the bottom of that page. Hasn't quite been bumped off yet.
Yeah.
Last page. Pretty much from that first picture onwards. Top left.
nice. Put a sticker on it, did you? Yeah.
See?
Of course he did.
That's a good.
So that's the west mast. Eagle Farm and Taringi.
How's your routing going there? Pretty good?
Yeah,
Haven't had any issues?
30% CPU.
So there is room at the top of that.
Oh, there's room for another dish, yeah. There's another spot on the
Yeah, I'm just wondering, because I'm seeing the,
RB260.
seeing the stats from that link, and I'm just wondering if you are getting reflection off the roof, or he just needs a shitload more gain.
Yeah, it might be no gain. I did get rid of some of the noise. I got it down to neg 86
Yeah.
instead of neg 77.
It's better than what it was at the other mast, but it's about the same. It's a clear line of sight straight across.
Yeah, so
There's not that much roof there.
aiming for the high 40s
Yeah.
for the AC stuff.
That's pretty.
You get the CIR to 29, signal
Yeah.
noise 20 to 29, which is okay. Manages the hold times
But yeah, I
6.
could certainly look at moving further up mast if we think that's going to do anything. Just put it low for stability, but it can go higher. It's no problem.
I don't even change much. I mean, it's such a.
And then there's
Very nice.
the working Northfield link now.
Yeah, we actually use the data beam that's on Trinity to connect to Northfield, and that does,
There's photos of it too.
yeah, it does like,
About 50, 60.
yeah, 50, 60, which is great.
It's one of the
20
fastest
megahertz.
links into Northfield.
That's great for 20 megahertz and N.
Go back to the GSPV. There's no photos of Northfield.
Well, you need some new ones.
Oh yeah.
Someone's at a climb tower.
No, just generally.
Ah, good
One of
zoom.
those middle photos there
Upgrades there too.
on the right. Without a thumb.
We can't see.
So that mast is full.
That sector.
You've got trees now.
So that dish right in the middle there is Northfield. That's got clear line of sight the whole way through. You can see the jail and everything
Nice.
straight through the trees. So
What signal is it? Like,
next 60, next 58.
cool.
So that's a nano beam. If we ever go back to Northfield, it would be worth considering a power beam or something, replace
Yeah,
it.
just need to make sure we don't have that bug, the nano beam, nano bridge bug, where it caps the TX to 10 megabits. I had that issue.
Well, these are both on 561 beta now
Yeah.
as well. And
You know, I did that too. I was just keep an eye on it because if we ever find out why it's not performing that,
but yeah,
that'd
we've
be
got
why.
nano beam one end, nano bridge the other.
It's an issue with the XWXM stuff.
I want to work out that hill in the background there. It's
Yeah.
the valley and then there's the other hill behind it. Do we know anyone that lives there? That would be cool to put a link through the valley. I've no idea
Straight
what
to the
suburb
valley.
or
What direction is that pointing?
that'd be east, southeast.
No, no.
Yeah. Ooh.
Just be cool because it happens to be nice line of sight through there.
Talk about anything else?
Show off the little baby AC as well.
Oh yeah, if anyone wants to see 19 dB,
Not everyone's seen
these
it.
are the nano beams. So just to clarify for everyone, the power beams have dishes. So anything's got a dish is a power beam.
Parabola.
Yeah, they're reflective basically. And nano beams are like this kind of nano stationary type thing. So this is the 19 dB. It's what I'm replacing my point-to-point from Paradise 2 with. That's all I have
AC.
on them, really. They're AC.
It's too small for a sticker.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
We
it
have to
is.
make small stickers.
Have to make smaller stickers.
Put it straight over the big pretty logo.
No, it hangs off the edge. We tried.
Yeah.
Have to rearrange
Yeah,
the
so
layers.
no, I found that the mounting's really cool. It's got a nice little level on the back, and it lights up when you got it plugged in when it detects movement. I don't know what kind of special tech that is, but it might just be some kind of, I don't know.
Way over wrenching here.
Yeah, so be ready for that.
I hope I'm not paying extra for that.
Yeah, that's what I said. But yeah, gigabit interface on them, and yeah, I hope to see pretty good performance out of them. So my link to Paradise 2 currently is 60 megabits in 40 megahertz. So I'm going to hopefully to get at least that in 20, which would be good. And from what I've seen, it should be fine. So yeah,
Nice.
that's all I have to report.
Very nice.
What upgrades?
Hey,
The upgrades coming or what?
yeah, do you want to talk about that? Yeah. So there's some more upgrades we're doing over the weekend or whatever. I don't know the schedule. I just go where I'm told to be.
Oh, with
Because
LCC stuff.
yeah, it's for all of us.
That's me, isn't it? Yeah.
And you?
Yeah, you want to zoom out a little bit. So we've got quite a big weekend planned, and I know that it's, well, there's been a lot of drama about the interview with the barbecue as well, but unfortunately that's when some people can do it, so we've got quite a few sites to get done. Myself, Justin, and Trevor, Tanuki, we're all doing a little bit of work, so we're upgrading mainly this backhaul here, so it's Ingle. I don't know if I press it or start.
No, it's cool.
I'll get closer to it. So there's a site here called, obviously people know Ingle Farm, my place at Ottaway, like rental, and then that goes to Sefton Park. So this path here has always been quite rubbish, like it's been
Yeah, so
quite terrible.
I'll give you some backstory on it. So the link from Ottaway to Ingle Farm was 70 megabits. The link from Ottaway to Sefton Park does 55 megabits, give or take. But if you try and go Ingle Farm, Ottaway, Sefton, it only does 10. It's due to interference.
Because one of them's receiving and the other one's
Yeah, so they're cancelling each other out.
So we've got, I mean, I've actually got it handy in here, but we've got this AC point to point, which are awesome. Actually, go to the picture on that. It's really cool.
Is it not one there?
Actually, is that up there yet?
No, it's on Google.
Oh, okay, right. It's
There
pretty.
is some
yeah.
stuff up in the hardware section. I don't know. Some other people have uploaded.
Did Sam put it up yet, or because it was an awesome photo? I was like,
There's the
wow.
Air Fiber. There's the new rocket.
Yeah, that'll do. Oh, that's fine. So it's similar to that, but it's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit longer, and sort of in between the Air Fiber. It is AC, but it's designed specifically for co-location noise, which is exactly what we're having problems with. So we've literally got, if you got Ottaway, you'll see that there's a rocket dish and a rocket dish. They're like this far apart, and they're literally talking to each other. So
Should be some photos.
Do you have Hangouts on that PC? Troy?
Do I have what, sorry?
Hangouts.
it's a
Yeah.
pretty
I just
cool.
sent you the link to the photos
It's a pretty cool photo because it just shows
of
like
the internal shielding on the airframes.
See if it works. What were we looking for again?
Type
Ottaway
all the
pictures.
way up and search on top right. So you can show how close the rockets are.
yeah, it's like really close. Go to
All the way 3.0.
13.
3.0.
2013, was that? Yeah, 2.5 was like switch hanging off the mast.
There you go.
yeah. So you
Hang
can
on.
see. Actually, go to the next
The
picture.
next
now.
one's better, yeah.
You can see how literally how close they are. I mean, actually, yeah, that is actually that's how close they are on the mast, and it's simply because I can't get them any further apart. And Sefton Park, when they last went there, the mast is actually tilting back, so we've actually lost a few dB there, but that'll be something that'll be fixed as well. So the changes we're going to change is obviously just these devices on the back of them. So we're going from Rocket M5 to the point-to-point ACs. So again, we're not really after any more speed. We really want just noise to be cancelled out and for them to work really well.
Bring up those clips.
You
Yeah,
putting shield
so-
kits on there?
No, we're not putting shield kits, and we'll show you why we're not putting shield
Yeah, you'll
kits.
see like the
This is why we're not putting shield kits on them.
Ubiquity care about it that much that they've spent that much time and money in RD doing this, which is just like as soon as I saw that photo, I was like, wow, they really do care.
I need faster internet.
Yeah, like that.
Sorry, my link's
shows
down, so we're
everything.
going like 18 hops away here.
As you can see, it's
So-
they've put a Faraday cage inside it, which is really awesome. So
So it's got that shielding plus the Air Prism tech.
yeah, which is like a graphics card for noise, which is
pretty much.
awesome. It's the best way I can explain it because it just literally goes, I want to listen to that channel or nothing else. So yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff we're doing. But if you go back to the other page as well, I'll go back to the map. So we've got Ottaway's getting upgraded, Ingle Farm's getting upgraded, Sefton's getting upgraded, and there's still talk about Sefton getting to Ross Trevor. That's getting upgraded to AC as well, potentially.
Yeah, that's confirmed. Yeah.
yeah, okay, that's been
Yeah,
confirmed.
so we're doing.
And that link is really, really fast as it is now on N, so it's only going to be quite substantially better. And as you can see, it's quite a good path. Like it goes, we do a lot of data obviously between UniSA to Highgate Park, and we've pretty much derouted this because it's been that rubbish. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be quite a lot better, and we've spent a lot of time, a lot of money, and yeah. The other site we're getting updated as well is if you go up to Rally Arts, we're doing his as well. Or we've got the boom.
Interestingly, I reckon that's my path from there through Highgate, and it goes all the way around and ends up going that way through to Sefton. Like, it's doing something crazy.
We have deprioritised some stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't checked lately. What one did you want?
So go to Rally Arts.
Up to ARC.
You just go up to ARC. And this is just, again, this is what's great about getting as many people as we can involved. Well, literally I've got a boom. They're very expensive, so we're all putting in a little bit of money and trying to get as much done as we can. So Rally Arts he just wants to upgrade some stuff that he's got on his mast. And again, we could just take the mast down, or we can just get the boom and it'll be a 5-minute job. So yeah, he's putting a sector up for his mum, and I think another client's going to connect, and then he's also doing an upgrade to his EARC backhaul. So trying to get a lot of things done over the weekend, and that's going to be hopefully warranted on weather. So fingers crossed we get everything done, and yeah, over the weekend. So
Nice one.
that's the plan. So anyhow, hopefully I'll come back with.
Who's the photographer for the day?
I'm going to be doing the shift there and taking photos.
Spanner in one hand, yeah.
With GoPro.
So yeah.
Yeah, you need a helmet cam, don't you?
Well, we did that for Northwood.
Mm.
That video was pretty boring though. But,
Just need to give it to Sean to edit.
Just to edit it up.
Edit,
Or,
Yeah.
edit,
or fall off the tower or something.
no.
edit 12 hours of
Do a
GoPro
backflip
footage.
or something.
Yeah.
So it's great to see. This has been what we're planning at the moment has been in the pipeline for at least I'd say 6 months, even a bit more. So it's great to see like sort of this coming together, and I'm really hoping that this will. I mean, it really doesn't affect me much, other than the fact that I'm getting one link to it. But we can hopefully use the network a little bit better and a bit more efficient. So,
Brilliant.
yeah, especially with the backhaul. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Very nice. All right. Any other questions, or anyone's got some other news perhaps from the floor? Come on, you guys. No one ever has any good news besides these guys. I'll give you another 10 minutes to think about it.
Membership cards.
Membership cards.
Membership cards.
Hello.
You can even name them and say you haven't got yours yet, so you can get it.
What?
Name and change.
Okay, so yesterday I sent out an email to all the members asking if anyone wanted any new membership cards, let me know and you could have them at the meeting. If you've not been able to come to the meeting and you still want one, you can also get them at the barbecue this Saturday. So the cards look like this if you've never seen them before. Right, and they give you member discounts. So anything you buy online or in shops, we get discounts for members. So the other thing is if your membership is expired, you can renew and then we can give you a new card. Also, if your membership is going to expire soon, you can pay the $45 instead of the $50 to renew your membership and actually extend it. And then when we issue the cards out, we'll give you the full 12 months instead of up to when your membership expires. So even if you extend your membership, you can still get the full 12 months instead of whatever it's going to expire at. So it's a bit better for both of us. So yeah, I know that I've given out a few tonight, and I've got a few people that walked in that I have to give some cards to. So we haven't had cards for a while, so it's good to be able to give them back out again now that we're getting things sorted out. So send me an email if you want a membership card.
Everyone should have one, because the other important use for them is when you're at any builds or doing anything like even at the barbecue fundraiser, anywhere where you may need to identify yourself as an Airstream
this is
member.
your identification.
Yeah, so that's quite important, and we often tell the site managers or whoever it is that is what we're using. And then if people don't bring one, well, they're often not allowed to stay at the event. So, when it comes to something that involves safety, obviously, that's when it's important. So,
Yep.
yeah. Thanks for that, Dibs.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Alrighty then. How are you feeling about doing a bit
Yeah,
of
I suppose I'll possibly
Yeah?
use
Do you want the screen or the laptop?
Hi guys. So it came up in the Network IRC channel I think it was like late last week, that there was a few things thrown around to try and improve how members could get information about their connections to sites that they necessarily wouldn't have access to. So the issue that we were trying to overcome is that obviously we don't want to give out right access to radios at sites and things like that. So I started writing a bunch of stuff which scrapes client information from a radio. So you can see here that there's a nice big list of all the core sites that Sam over here has kindly populated for me. So you can get this at radioinfo.boomwood.wan, and basically what it does is has a list of sites that are in here. Click on radios. Takes a little while. So it gets a list of the radios that have been set up in here, so border 3, border 1, number of clients, frequency, SSID.
This is live scraping.
This is live scraping straight from the device.
Is that why it takes so long to
Yeah, yep. And so you click on view clients and basically you just get the same sort of list that you would get if you logged into the device itself under stations, but in a read-only way. So yeah, it's basically like this view here, just over here. There's also some things we talked about wanting to add, like the Air Max quality and capacity and color coding clients based on their signal and things like that. It helps so clients can also see what this is their received signal by the AP, so they can see how adjusting their TX power, things like that, improve their signal at the AP end. Might go to something like ARC. Yeah, so basically just get look, this is good to show. Yeah, I just added the SSID before so you can see easier, I guess, but yeah, this is all live. And we can probably integrate some of this into the NodeDB at a later date as well, just sort of useful information and things that...
Frequency is good to get a quick site.
Yeah, and I mean, that was another thing I talked about adding in, is just like doing a frequency map for the site so you can quickly see where everything is. Yeah, stuff like that.
So it doesn't need to be updated by somebody.
No, it's all... Yeah, it's just set up, username and password for the device. Like, yeah, you do need like SSH access into the device, but then it just gets a little bit. You can see like here, APR2, 6 clients. It goes in, that's all the 6 clients. You can see like varying signals, like neg 55 being the best, and like neg 73 being the worst.
Yeah.
So they get to see that there's like...
Yeah, it's what it's saying, that's what the sector sees you at.
That's what the sector sees you at, yeah.
So you have access to your device, is what it sees you at.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty important too, because we've had recently a lot of problems with nano bridges that are holding on deaf. We've had, I don't know, in the last month or 2 ago. So
Yep.
Yeah, with the 1 to 3 go.
yeah, so that's very relevant to what we're talking about. Is that, like, if you see it at next 71, if the sector sees you next 71, you see the tower obviously better or worse than that and better, then you can see that there's obviously discrepancy there, and you go, maybe why is there something going on there? But, yeah.
So could it be possible in the future to actually have a graph so you could
Yeah.
see the history?
Well, not... Yeah, I suppose I could...
Each time it's been loaded
Yeah, I mean, that's not...
It's going to hold the thing every 5
yeah,
seconds.
that's
No, just do it every time someone actually
Every time someone loads
the
it?
page, just save the results.
Yeah, we
so
could have that.
you can look back at the history.
Yeah, we could have that. Yeah, possibilities are endless, so if you have any ideas, let me know.
Another option is you can actually pull it from the script in SSH.
That's what we'll do.
You're doing that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, that's actually and putting it out.
And using the format that was in the JS to convert it back to DBM.
No, it's giving DBM in the output from,
Maybe someone was do RSSI.
oh, okay.
You know, on your laptop.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is DVM. From the JSON blob.
yeah, just as I say.
And,
I didn't know you could drag it up
That's
everything else that you
that is CPI.
I'm gonna shut my keylogger off first. Yeah, that's
So yeah, it's just basically logging in and running this command here, WSTA list, which gives a nice JSON formatted block of data. Then it's just, huh?
It was airtime.
Yeah, there's so much stuff in here. See, anything that's in here, I can show and do stuff with. It's got your capacity and a bunch of stuff.
It seems you can do anything with AMS.
Yeah, distances as well. So yeah, it shows a bunch of cool stuff, and then
Yeah, it doesn't mean
whatever else, like just random things like that, frequency and TX power and stuff like that. I can pull all that out. So if you have any ideas for the data, let me know.
Yeah, everyone has your WPA key.
yeah.
How exciting!
Can you actually read that on there?
Where's
That's
my
right, that's a
WPA?
challenge to people.
Sweet.
Encryption key.
That's got power.
Sorry.
It's even got power on there.
Yeah.
What power level it's set at.
Yeah, TX power. Yeah.
And how many invalid crypts it's received? 118. Fair enough.
Useful stuff.
It's very useful
Yeah,
because
so-
you don't have to ask people on IC what channel it's on. You can.
So what's that again?
Radioinfo.goonwood.wan.
Yeah, so the best thing I can see from it is having an airtime for sectors. So Airtime's obviously how much time it has to send data to each of its clients. Once you start hitting 100%, it's when stabilize stuff and slow down. You can actually, I think you can get that from there. I'll have a look. But the new AC here supports it. It shows it in the UI, but I don't think, it'll be called something else. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we can actually get that from them.
Yeah, I mean, there should be a way, because that's all
It's part of the AirMax protocol. Yeah,
priority
it's-
quality beam signal capacity. Maybe it's worked out based out of those.
Is that on all the radios, huh?
Yeah,
This
this
is-
is for
you-
every client.
No, what he's
Are
talking
you an
about.
AP here or?
Yeah, I'm an AP here. Yep. See, if we log into something that's connected to something
And
else.
Joseph,
As a client.
can you open the door?
Is that the door?
Thanks, man.
Sorry. So if you don't get here at 7:30, it's locked down.
Yeah.
You must be watching us on this phone outside.
Well, that's pretty.
5.6 beta. Yeah. So yeah, doing WSTA list on a radio that you connected to instead of getting a client thing, you get a remote
Yeah.
JSON blob.
This is the same capture we're using on the new cacti graphs, the 5.6, 7.1. It's using this same model, so
Yeah.
happy to get rid of 5.5 as fast as possible because it
As
just,
soon as it comes out of beta, I'll have to call it.
just doesn't have anywhere near as much stats.
Yeah, that other one was actually in 5.5, the previous.
Okay, that's
Yep.
good.
So yeah, it's still there. It's obviously just not exposed in a way for because CatClar's pulling it through SNMP. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. So obviously they just didn't have it exposed. But yeah, this works on anything.
Good.
Yeah.
Anything ubiquity.
Anything ubiquity. Yeah, I was going to do microchick support, but I don't.
So poor Northfield APs, we can't put on there.
Yeah, you know, so it's not really probably worth the effort. The AC stuff still has this WSTA list as well, and it's all the same. It just has more info about all the timings and the
Yeah.
constellation stuff's all in there as well.
Nice.
Don't break it.
Very cool.
Awesome sauce.
So that's radio info.
Doesn't work on it? Give me access to one.
Radio good.
Okay. So no,
Alright, where are we at then? I just want to try something. See if this actually works today. Slow, you reckon?
That's faster than capture.
Let's see if I can remember the login. Yeah, I think I went to give a demo on this, I don't know, maybe 3 months ago, but either we ran out of time or I didn't have time to get it sorted out at the time. But I was just talking to Sam earlier and saying that this is scraping data in a similar way, and I'll have to collaborate with him as far as putting the two together kind of thing. But this is not a very user-friendly interface for someone doing, obviously the intention with what he was doing with that project is that while people are stumbling and stuff like that, they can jump in and have a look. This, however, is storing all the data in a time series. And what my intention was is to use this as the database for exposing the graphs and stuff on the NodeDB, which is still a work in progress, but perhaps you can do some integration with that as well and mature the library a bit more. So that'll be pretty cool. But in answer to whoever it was that asked, can you graph it? There you go. So this system does the graphing. Yes, it is hitting the routers repeatedly. I think it's every 5 minutes or something though, so it's not huge.
Does that do the client signal as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's scraping all that same data.
Yep.
There's all the clients there by MAC address,
Yep.
signal, throughput, whatever. Who knows their MAC address?
I can tell you one.
So 7-day signal for Border 3 Northfield WAN. Pretty damn good.
That's you can say.
I'll just try and find one at random that has some throughput on it. 7 days, 14 days.
Anything at
Yeah, so you can see a bit of history there. This is running on Ingle Farm now. I had this running on my stuff for a while, but when, in fact, that was when I brought it up. I think it was the meeting after Necron did his Ingle Farm thing. And I set this up on his, and this is only doing the core nodes as well at the moment. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. So I think the two could kind of fit together pretty good, to be honest. This won't give you real-time data either. This is only giving you what it scraped 5 minutes ago or within the last 5 minutes. So if you're doing a stumble or something, it wouldn't be that helpful probably, unless you were not in a hurry. But yeah, man, there's lots of graphs on here, and you guys can all access this Zabbix single farm.wan SSL with your Radius login. If you don't have one, talk to a network team or me or whatever. But yeah, I've been looking for people to curate this data as well and do some work on it. So obviously you're going to help me with that now. Well, you should. It's in your interest. But yeah, it's pretty cool being out. So, you know, I've got some integration code that pulls these graphs up sort of as you're mousing over devices and stuff here. It's not really production ready yet, but I think you guys have seen it a few times. So yeah, Goon's been pretty interested in hacking on that as well, so maybe we'll get it done. That'd be pretty cool, I think, if you could just hover links and stuff on here and see some decent information like that. So yeah, awesome. What else do we need to talk about today? So yeah, just a review, I guess. You got, we don't know when the next ASLAN is yet, unfortunately, but there was one at the end of May, so those guys are still in need of support as well. So if you guys have some spare time, or you know someone that's interested in LANing and the gaming kind of culture, get them involved with ASLAN, because I know those guys are in need of some man hours and manpower help. So yeah, they do the LANs probably every 2 or 3 months at a good season. So we'd probably expect one within the next 2 months, I think. I think the last one was alright, but I know they're trying to improve the attendance and the quality of the LAN and, you know, events that are related to it. So yeah, please do consider that if you're interested. Otherwise, yep, fundraiser this weekend. Get along if you can down to Portrush Road Officeworks. Tony would love to see you there. I can see he's fired up already. He's ready to go to sleep. You better catch up on the sleep now, and then you'll be right for the weekend. Yeah, so that's about it. I think we'll wrap and just have a bit of a chit chat here. Of course, you're always welcome to come along to a meeting in person if you're watching these online, and you get to enjoy the special event that happens after the stream, which a lot of you don't know about yet. So yeah, thanks for joining us again, and we'll see you next month.